everyone, what's up? This is Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Happy Thursday to you guys. You know what's up. You know what time it is. We talk sports over here. That's what I do. You guys are more than welcome anytime to stop by and see what I got to talk about. Tonight is Thursday Night Football. We got the Cowboys versus the Tennessee Titans. I can't wait to watch that game. But before I watch any game or before I talk about anything else in sports, I want to talk about Derek Carr getting benched because that's the big story around the league. Is Derek Carr is benched by the Raiders. What does this mean for Derek Carr and his future in Vegas? Well, it's murky. What this means for Derek Carr is that it's over for him. His ride with the Vegas Raiders is over. It has come to an end. You know, the ride has come to a complete stop for Derek Carr. And the Raiders are willing to move on without him. We do know that much about it now. That's what it's looking like. And Derek Carr, he just didn't get it done this year. It's a bit crazy to think that Derek Carr took a step back when he got Davante Adams. Davante Adams joins the team. That was his teammate at Fresno State. That was his go-to receiver when he was the quarterback at Fresno State. You get Davante Adams, and you have the worst season in your career. I think we've seen the last of Derek Carr in a Raiders uniform. I think he will play elsewhere next season. It definitely won't be with the Raiders. He got benched. He's done. You know, the Raiders will no longer make great use of him. And so now Derek Carr steps away from the team after the surprise benching. Carr loses his starting job. Now Will Stidham, however you pronounce his name, Jarrett Stidham, please forgive me, will start for the final 2 games. So now this is to see what the Raiders possibly have in the backup quarterback. If he is the guy you want to start football games next season. This is an experiment to see if he can work out. I know there's some familiarity there with him and Josh McDaniels, who I think needs to go as well. And I've been saying that for a long time. He is not, fit to be a head coach. He shouldn't have gotten that job with the Vegas Raiders. I don't know why, for the life of me, he was hired in the first place. I mean, it was very perplexing and puzzling to me that he even got the job. But Derek Carr leaves the team. He has not completed more than 55% of his passes in any of the Raiders' past 4 games. And Derek Carr has been so bad, he has thrown 7 interceptions and 6 touchdown passes in that span. It's been a year of misery for him. It has been a trying, long year for Derek Carr. And the situation has gotten no better. Hasn't gotten any better. And Derek Carr, has missed only 3 games in 9 years, all because of injury. So, he's been available. But now, for the first time, he won't play because of what Coach Josh McDaniels said Wednesday and announce that he will be benching the quarterback because of his performance on the field. Derek Carr is done. The Derek Carr era has officially come to an end in Vegas. The Raiders are 6-9. They have lost 2 of the past 3 games to all but fall out of the playoff race just a year after making the postseason. Carr was better last year than he was this year. And he had a top flight wide receiver in Devontae Adams. Derek Carr just didn't meet the expectations that were set. This guy had expectations placed upon him, and he didn't exceed those expectations. But in fairness, can we really place all the blame on Derek Carr? Would that be fair to Derek Carr when he has gone through countless coaches? When he has had to learn a new playbook, had to gain the knowledge of a new playbook, had to learn a new system, had to adapt on the fly in many situations. This is a guy who's gone through countless playbooks, countless coaches, coaching staffs. This is a guy who had to study a new playbook, learn a new system, gain knowledge in such a short time. So is it really, really fair to Derek Carr? I think Derek Carr gets a bad rap as well. I don't think Derek Carr is an elite quarterback. No, he's not an elite quarterback, but he's not a bad quarterback either if he's in the right system. If he's playing under the right coaching staff, he could be an effective quarterback. And if he has the weapons around him, he could be an effective quarterback. I think also it's fair to say that Josh McDaniels shared just as much of the blame because he's not a good coach at all. I don't really think the backup quarterback who is now going to be the starter is going to be much better than Derek Carr. I don't think he's going to be, and that's not to say he's not going to be a productive quarterback. I think he'll, relish the opportunity, get out there, make some plays, show everyone what he's capable of. I'm not doubting the kid. I'm just saying how better can the Raiders get without Derek Carr? By not playing Derek Carr, the Raiders eliminate the possibility of a serious injury affecting his contract status, because the club has until, I believe, February 15th to decide whether to release or trade Carr, who has a no trade clause, but could waive it. A serious injury would guarantee that money plus another $7.5 million for 2024. So, even before Wednesday's announcement, there were serious questions whether the Raiders wanted to continue to invest in a quarterback who has led the team to just 2 playoff appearances. So that much we do know. But I think Carr time is up in Vegas. I think he is due for a change of scenery. I think he's going to be quarterbacking a new team in a new city next season. But Carr, to me, his numbers are not all that bad. His numbers have looked impressive. Carr has missed, again, only 2 regular season starts and 1 in the playoffs. He was just 169 yards away from passing Dan Marino for 35,386 yards for the 3rd most passing yards through the first 9 seasons of his career. And we're sitting here having a conversation about a quarterback that is no longer a starter, whose services are obviously no longer needed in Vegas. The Raiders basically kicked him to the curb. And I think a lot of it has to do with Josh McDaniels. I think much of it has to do with Josh McDaniels. I really think Josh McDaniels should be fired. He's on the hot seat. He's on my hot seat. His ass is burning right now on my hot seat. The Raiders need to dump Josh McDaniels the same way Josh McDaniels has decided to dump Derek Carr. I think the Raiders are going to go into a full rebuild. I can envision a rebuild from this team. They're moving on from Derek Carr. They're going into a new direction. They're going to draft a quarterback in the upcoming draft. You're going to see new faces next season. It's going to be probably a completely different roster next season. But I think this is the sign of a rebuild. This is the start to a rebuild in Vegas. But it looks like Derek Carr is done as a Raider. Don't forget, everyone, to please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for checking out my sports videos. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And don't forget, tonight is Thursday Night Football. We got the Cowboys and the Titans. I will be locked in for that game. I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys when I see you again. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Take care.